Hey, what's going on guys? Can't Be Elite here. Today I want to talk about the newest Black Ops 3 trailer teaser that we got, and it's a live action trailer. I guess it shows off what the graphics could look like. It's a bunch of stuff about the evolution of pretty much humans, like the story of humans pretty much, and all the technological advancements we've made over the years. And we even get to 2025, which I thought they would show us something that we did then, but I didn't really see anything other than in 2025 or around that time that we allowed like bionic humans to play sports. So that's pretty interesting. They're done doing that. So the story pretty much starts off with steroids. Like, steroids is a huge problem in like the early 90s, like 1990. Baseball players are using steroids, basketball players, any type of sport really, football players, and it's they wonder if they should even like keep scoring, if it should stay, or if what should happen. Pretty much they're wondering what should happen. And then in like the early 2000s, like 2010 and stuff like that, we see people with like the with their legs cut off and stuff like that. So they have those little those prosthetic legs, but it's those ones that when you see them run, it looks like they're bouncing and stuff, if you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't know the name, so I'm not going to go into that any further, but they let those people into track and they let them properly compete. They let people like that into basketball. There's all kinds of new limbs. Like, instead of those bouncy ones, they have ones that look like General Grievous, if you guys know who that is. Like, it looks just like his leg. Well, we see a lot of stuff that happens in this trailer. Like, they're taking bionics too far. So Dr. Salim, he doesn't have to be Indian. He could be he could be Indian, but he could be American. He could be a good guy, because it looks like the Evo leak is true, because America seems to be very bad. We have some senator, or it could be a senator or the president. They say that they have no involvement with a super soldier program, and that sounds very familiar. I think General Ross was doing the same thing, or yeah, I think General Ross was. I don't know what I'm talking about, but yeah, so they have no involvement with the super soldier program, so that it's pretty much being hidden from the government. And we hear them talking about syncing human brains with robots and stuff like that. And at the end of the trailer, we get a look at the warfare that we are going to be seeing in Black Ops 3. We see the same thing pretty much that we've seen in Advanced Warfare, the same high-tech warbird. So it looks like if we're around like 2050, 2060, the same time as Advanced Warfare, but it is going to be a proper future with, I think it's only going to be dashing, because we see this guy, this soldier, this robot with prosthetic legs and arms. So pretty much the same guy that we've seen on the cover art for the game is what we've seen. So it looks like that could either be that guy's partner. Now, I actually took some notes, so we're going to get into that. And yeah, I kind of broke down the trailer. So how far are we willing to go is the main question. And obviously the government, America, really is willing to go very far, because they're making their own bionic babies. At one section in the trailer, we can see that they have their own babies. Like, they're genetically engineering their own babies, and they're obviously going to be born and turned into some sort of soldier, because the citizens, they heard about these things, and these conspiracies is what we hear about and stuff like that, and they're very concerned, like, oh, they're making their own humans and they're turning humans into weapons. So that's a huge problem. Now, we see this kid is obviously he's straight up born with the bionic eye. Now that's a huge question. There's going to be a link in the description to Derrick Rose trying to sell us bionic eyes and stuff like that. It's very weird. I don't know why he's trying to sell it to us, but yeah, it's very weird. And it seems like the government is like 10,000 times ahead of the tech you can buy at the mall, because this other guy, I don't know who he is or what his importance is, but he talks about how if we think that the type of tech and the type of eyes that Derrick Rose are selling us are like so far in technology and stuff that we haven't seen yet, the military and the government has stuff that's 10 times better than that. So the stuff that they're selling in the mall is okay, but the type of organs that the soldiers have are way better. So if the organs that we're giving to the public, they kind of suck, maybe they have a 50% chance of working, the organs that they're giving to the military and soldiers and stuff, and the president, people like that, the higher ups in the government, those will never fail, and they have like no fail rate whatsoever. So those are way better. But there's powered people in they're just everywhere. Like I said, they're in sports. They can play sports successfully now. It doesn't matter if you have like implants, like if you have a leg to make you faster and stuff like that, it does not matter anymore, because I think they have a way to regulate it, but I'm not too sure about that yet. And big corporations are selling the implants, like I said. Now Not too sure if these corporations are selling these implants and they have ties to the military. Maybe Dr. Salim works for one of these corporations. Like I said in the theory, that he could have been trying to make stuff like this his whole life, and that would make sense if he works for one of these corporations and he's the scientist. Or he could be a scientist that worked for one of these corporations in like the early 2025, that's when it seemed to start, and then the government bought him after the events of 2025, and they started using him to make these type of genetic enhancements and stuff like that, because it looks like we're very far into the future, and they're making like thousands, possibly even millions of these babies just in case, because it takes like a couple of years. I don't know if they have a way to speed up the growing process, because it looks like they can bring people back to life, because you guys are going to see a gif right here. We see that this guy, he's talking about how the government, like I said, they're far ahead of what the public can buy, and we see these brains. So PTSD probably has something to do with this game, but when James C. Burns told us about the trauma facility, I think it was more about like limb trauma more than PTSD, because we see this guy's brain, it's like deforming, it's getting reshaped as we speak, like the mouth is changing, and then we even see scans of the type of babies that they're making, and we can see how the babies, they start off with their little brain and stuff, but instead of being born like a normal human, they're being born with bionics already, like they have the bionic eyes and stuff like that. So it's very weird, and how I was looking at the brain was like it had PTSD, but I think they're making the brain smaller somehow. So in the bionic soldiers, the brain is smaller. That's what we could have seen on the Unmarked Man header. And my friend Diabetes posted a picture of what looks to be the Unmarked Man, so he appeared in this trailer for a split second, so that's pretty cool. His link will be in the description below. But we see 115 at one part of the trailer, and here's a screenshot of that, and I'm thinking that 115 has something to do with this, because obviously the element was not exclusive to zombies, because the Nova 6 is in zombies, so obviously 115 could have been in the normal storyline as well, so that's pretty interesting. I think 115 is bringing people back to life, because the government said that they are like thousands ahead of what you can buy at the mall, and the guy says that they're bringing people back to life with the stuff that we use to heal ourselves. They're turning humans into soldiers, so if you die, they probably gave you a procedure to bring you back to life, but after they do that, you have to work for them or something like that. It's in the GIF that you guys are seeing right here. You guys can see at the end how they have like those huge needles, or whatever those things are, lasers maybe, 115 injectors, and they're putting it in some guys. So that theory about what's coming back to life could be true. Not too sure yet, because this trailer came out of nowhere, and it's very weird. Like I said, there is a link in the description so you guys can buy your own bionic eye, and the password is like Blue Wall or something like that. I'm not too sure what Blue Wall has to do with it. Maybe it's our group Blue Wall. But that's pretty much it, guys. I probably will make another one of these videos later, because there's a ton of information coming out. So if you are new, make sure to like and comment and subscribe to join the campfire today. And I'm going camping.